Hey, and welcome to this lesson where we're going to talk about something new. They're called logic puzzles. This puzzle will give us a set of clues, and from those clues, we need to deduce from the information given a certain fact. And for this assignment, we'll be talking about the haunted houses of Grandwood Park. All right, for this logic puzzle, it's about the town of Grandwood Park. The town of Grandwood Park has several homes that are rumored to be haunted. Priscilla has visited all of them this past year. So using only the clues that are going to follow, we need to match each house to its street name, the name of its alleged ghost, which is the name of the house, and figure out which month Priscilla visited it. So we've got three things we're looking at here. We're looking at the street, the house to its street, the name, and which month Priscilla visited it. So we've got three things here. All right, when first dealing with logic puzzles, we need to remember some basic facts. With all grid-based logic puzzles, which is what we're going to be looking into now for this problem, no option in any category will ever be used more than once. So, for instance, if one house was visited in April, that's it. No other houses were visited in April. In this case, no two houses can be on the same street. No two houses can have the same name. So, each category only has one matching correct answer. Also, it's important to remember that if you get stuck or run into any problems, you can either try starting over or come to the Math Cafe to work through the steps with me or another math teacher. Here is what a basic grid logic puzzle will look like. As you can see, there's the 4 months that Priscilla visited a house. Here are the names of the ghosts which the house are named after. And then down here you'll see the street names for each house and what they're on. And the reason this is set up like this is because of the way some of the clues are worded, which will make sense once we see the clues. So there's two ways to go about this puzzle. First, when a clue tells you that something is definitely true. For example, in the first question in the first clue that we see on the right, it says Fletcher Rise, which is the name of one of the houses, was on Bird Road. So wherever we see Fletcher Rise, we can go down and find out where it crosses Bird Road. Now where they meet, we can fill this square in, because the clue tells us that Fletcher Rise is definitely on Bird Road. Now what's cool about when we're able to fill in something like that, we know that Fletcher Rise is on Bird Road, so it's not on any other road. So we can put red X's, or whatever ink you're using, but X's on the rest of the roads for Fletcher Rise. We also know that no other house is on Bird Road. So the other three houses, Downsell, Mark Manor, and Stockford, neither of them could be on Bird Road because only one house is on Bird Road, and that's Fletcher Rise. Now we could see this another way. One of the clues could say that she visited it in a month. For example, clue 2 says visited in March. So Priscilla was on Darby Lane in March. So that means March. If I find March, I can go over to Darby Lane and find where they meet, and I know that Darby Lane, whatever house was on Darby Lane, was visited in March. And again, I can do my red X's. Well, they're just red because I'm using red, but my X's. Next in our steps, we can use process of elimination. This is another strategy you might use when doing logic puzzles. It's going to give us the 4 houses, but it's going to describe them in different ways so that we can use some reading in between the lines to make some deductions. The 4 houses were Downsell, the home on Eagle Street, the home Priscilla visited in March, and the building Priscilla visited in April. So because those are 4 different houses, you have to remember that Downsell now cannot be on Eagle Street because those are 2 different houses. There's a different house that's not Downsell that is on Eagle Street. So Downsell is not on Eagle Street. So if I see Downsell here and I look and I find Eagle Street wherever they meet on the grid, I can put an X. Now I also know that Eagle Street is not Downsell. And I also know that Eagle Street is not the home that Priscilla visited in March. So Downsell is not the home visited in March or April. So there's 3 things about Downsell that we could X out. The home on Eagle Street is not the one that Priscilla visited in March. We know that because we know Darby Lane was visited. And it's not the one she visited in April. So we can also put an X there. Eagle Street meets April. Put an X. And obviously the house she visited in March is not the one she visited in April. So there's just more ways to deduce information from the clues that are given. And then the last clue, the building on Darby Lane was visited 1 month after Stockford. So if Darby Lane was visited 1 month after Stockford, that means Stockford was visited a month before Darby Lane. We know Darby Lane was in March, so Stockford was visited in February. So Stockford wasn't visited in any other month, and no other house was visited in February. And what we can see now by our X's and the things we've been keeping track of on the grid, we see that the only house or the only month that Downsell could have possibly been visited is January. So we're going to fill that in. And because I fill that in, I can say that no other house was visited in January. And from here, it seems like we're out of clues, but the more you find out, the more that the clues will help you. So you just want to keep going through the clues, 1, 2, 3, 4, however many there are. Keep going from the top to the bottom. Once you get to the bottom again, you just cycle right back through them. And you keep going on with the clue. I'm going to let you guys finish this one on your own for your homework. If you need any help finishing, I know it's your first logic problem, come to live class or come to Math Cafe. I'd love to work through this with you.